It's funny, but the tarmac has a smell here. It's the smell of heat and emptiness, the emptiness of the desert. My journeys always start the same way, in the middle of a dream. I am in Agadez, a town deep in the Tenere Desert. I'm planning to meet up with the Touareg of Niger, to find out who they really are. It's winter, the season of the salt caravans. Well, here I am in Agadez. My first job is to find a blanket because nights in the desert are cold. The caravan is waiting, so I'll have to be quick. I can come back later and spend a bit more time in Agadez to look more deeply into Touareg culture. Not here. This isn't really the kind of place to find a blanket. Is that good? Okay, fine. Very good, very good. What's your best price?
18,000.
10. 10 and I'll take it now.
No problem.
10? Thanks a lot. Bye. Perfect. Have blanket, we'll travel. I heard the caravan is getting ready to leave, and I really want to be there for the preparations. I can't wait to meet this proud man who crosses the Tenere every year between October and February to go looking for salt in Bilma, an oasis 600 kilometers from Agadez. That's going to be my journey too. I'm going to Bilma. In theory, they should be close to this hill called Beba El Mas. I was told that we must head more or less to west and we'd find them. But we've been driving around for a few hours and we haven't seen anyone. Over there? Ah yes, okay. It's incredible that they are here, right in the middle of nowhere. Nothing is as I imagined it. I didn't expect to find a camp teeming with activity. But here, there's nothing. Not even a tent. Asha is the head Touareg in the caravan. As soon as I arrive, we go off to cut grass for the camels. On the way, I explain to Asha why I am here. Then one day, I decided to go around the world on a bicycle for 2.5 years.
On a bicycle?
I met different kinds of people, different kinds of culture, especially nomads. And I said to myself, one day, I'll come back and really spend some time with these people. That's why I'm here today, to find out more about the Touareg culture. So it's a great honor for me to be here with you.
Round the world?
Round the world on a bike? You'd have to be mad, wouldn't you?
Some people would say you're mad.
Now, I understand why they have gathered here, so far from their camp. This is where they find the food for the camels. So one lot one way, then one lot the other way?
Yes.
The camels carry a bale of 80 kilos of hay on each side. When they are fully loaded with water, millet and wood as well, the load can be up to 250 kilos. It takes them a whole week to gather the food the camels will eat during the crossing. Another essential task is to make ropes out of palm leaves. They use them to guide the animals or to make muzzles. I'm very impressed by their skills. They also have strange goatskin bags called amitals. They fill them with millet to exchange for salt and dates at the salt mines in Bilma. Before we left, I wanted to find out how Asha sees the Touaregs. Ça veut dire quoi pour toi? What does it mean to be a Touareg, Asha?
What it means to be a Touareg. A Touareg who doesn't stay in the desert and who doesn't work with camels is not a Touareg.
He is no longer a Touareg. For you, the people who live in Agadez are no longer Touaregs.
They are Touaregs.
But
But because a Touareg can travel with camels, he can leave any time of the day or night to find a place in the desert to sleep alone. But if he can't lead a Touareg's life, only the Touaregs can do that. A true Touareg has a tough heart.
how long have you traveled with the caravans?
25 years, but not all the time.
So how many trips is that, roughly?
I've done it about 15 times.
15 times?
How do you feel about the caravan?
I'm very excited. It's my first time.
Ah, your first time.
This morning the weather has gone crazy. There is a terrible wind, and it is picking up the sand. I don't think this is going to worry Asha, so we are leaving today. The only problem is, we are heading into the wind. Asha's caravan will be joined by other camel drivers, family members and friends, to make one big caravan of more than 100 camels. They'll arrive in Bilma in 12 days. I'll meet up with them en route, but first, I want to go back to Agadez to meet some sedentary Touaregs. You don't cross the desert without stopping off at the well. It's the last chance to water the animals and stock up for the 8 days journey to the next oasis. Dromedaries can live for 3 weeks without drinking. The Touaregs think they are the most perfect animal ever created. They have everything: meat, milk, hair. All are essential to the survival of the men of the desert. And every kind of wealth is measured in camels. This is my last night with the caravan, and as the temperature is close to zero, I'm quite glad to have my blanket. How do you say good night in Touareg?
Sleep well.
Good night. So this is the 4,000-star hotel. All the stars in the sky. Thanks for everything. I see you soon. We'll meet again just before Bilma.
Okay. Are you going straight to Agadez?
Yes, I'll stop off in Agadez to learn a bit more about the world of the Touaregs.
Goodbye. Good luck.
Thanks very much. See you soon. I'd really like to have stayed. If all goes well, I'll meet up with the caravan in Fashi, an oasis on the road to Bilma. Before I go back to Agadez, Asha told me about a traditional Touareg camp less than 10 kilometers away. I'm keen to see what it's like. I love walking alone, in the middle of nowhere. Everyone should experience the desert at some time in their life. I can see the camp. I hope I can put down my sleeping bag for the night here. When I arrive at the camp, I learn that the men have already left for Agadez.
Salam alaikum.
I've decided to keep a low profile. They might feel threatened by the presence of a lone white man. Touaregs are monogamous. In Tamashek, getting married is called pitching your tent. The young wife owns it. The man provides the animals. That's his only capital. If a couple divorce, it's the man who has to leave the home. He has no choice. The woman keeps the children, the tent, and a part of the herd. For every meal, there is just one recipe. A half liter of water, a dash of camel's milk, and 2 fistfuls of millet. It's a staple meal. I slept outside the camp, the tradition for visitors. Before I left, the women gave me directions to the track leading to Agadez. I hardly saw anything of Agadez when I arrived, and so I want to soak it all up now. I'm dying for a good shower as well. Only 40 kilometers to go.
Bonjour.
Hello.
Ça va?
All right?
C'est la
Are you
Agadez?
going to Agadez?
Agadez? Ok.
I finally managed to find a pickup truck to take me to Agadez. Agadez in Tamashek means meeting, and the meetings have already started.
Merci, merci, merci.
Agadez is the biggest Touareg town in Niger, with 80,000 inhabitants. Over the years, its economic development has been closely linked to the caravans. Different ethnic groups come together here. For the Touaregs, Agadez is their capital city. For the Canary, it's a place of refuge. For the Pearls, a market. For truck drivers and traffickers of all kinds, it's the last stop before the desert.
Ce qui m'a immédiatement surpris en arrivant à Agadez,
I'm very surprised to see that nomads have pitched their tents in the center of town. They have become sedentary.
Ils sont véritablement sédentarisés.
This is basically due to the drought of the 1980s, and since then, people have been arriving from the desert. The living conditions in the scrubland are so tough that herds can't survive, and they have to migrate to the urban areas. This may not be very pleasant, but in the end, the way of life has changed very little. Raise a few goats, make mats from palm leaves to sell at the market, and everyone goes on living and surviving in the same way. Being here has given me the opportunity to meet Issouf Agmar, an important figure in the political and economic life of the town. When I was in France gathering information about the Touaregs, everyone told me about Issouf Magmar. Issouf is a very special character. He decided not to become a camel breeder, and last year he turned down the post of Minister of Tourism. He has written a book called Touaregs of the 21st Century, and I'm going to meet him now. What does it mean to you to be a Touareg today, a modern Touareg?
The Touareg? The word Touareg is above all a foreign word. It's not Tamashek. Tamashek is the language. The Touaregs call themselves the Kel Tamashek, or the Kel Tegelmust. That means the Kel Tamashek are the ones who speak Tamashek, or the Kel Tegelmust, the ones who wear the Tegelmust, the turban. There are three main activities. The first is livestock breeding. The people raise animals. They are nomads and they make a living from that. The second activity is agriculture. Many of them have small holdings. And then there's the gradual development of tourism, which has also encouraged the development of handicrafts. We've seen the emergence of craftsmen, people who create really beautiful craft work. They work with copper and silver, and you can see Touareg jewelry everywhere.
The Touareg of today is more than just the cliched man in blue, crossing the Tenere on his ship of the desert. I'm meeting Issouf again in an hour. He has invited me to a concert of Touareg music, given by the Ishumars. A table football in the middle of nowhere. I think I'll join in. Hi guys, can I play? I might have known. I never got to touch the ball. I've met up with Issouf for a trip across town. On the way, he's going to explain the origin of the word Ishumar.
The term Ishumar is linked to all the upheavals there have been, especially in connection with the great droughts. Many of the people had no choice but to come to the towns. They're chômeurs, that means unemployed in French, and so the word chômeur became Ishumar. The kids really love this. In the depths of the desert in the evening, they go to listen. Girls, boys, pumping up the volume of the music on the radio. And the music is Ishumar. Then they start dancing and they really kick up some dust.
The Ishumars played an important role in the Touareg uprising between the late 1980s and the mid-1990s. Their lyrics incited revolt by accusing the authorities who were oppressing them. A guitar on their back, a pen in one hand, and a Kalashnikov in the other. Quite a symbol. As a respected political figure, Issouf doesn't dance. And since I am with him, I can't either. In an hour from now, I'll be leaving for Iferwan, in the region of Aïr. It's a village of Touareg smallholders. To get there, I'm going to try and join a convoy of illegal migrants. Agadez is a center for trafficking of all kinds. Around 700 people a week pass through here on their way to Europe, mainly Ghanaians and Nigerians. They are traveling north, and that's the way I want to go to. My contact's brother's friend's cousin is supposed to meet me here, to take me with them. I think these illegal migrants are a new kind of nomad. They are suspicious of me and of my reasons for traveling with them. I don't feel very comfortable here. I'm only joining them for one stage of their long and difficult journey.
Just take it up, take it up. Take it up.
They all seem to be looking back, as if this is the last time they will ever see Africa. There's total silence. No one's talking. We are going to camp out this evening. We are stopping a few kilometers outside Agadez. I don't know why. We leave for Libya tomorrow. I'll have time to find out more about how the Touaregs help these migrants cross the desert. There are the people who really know the desert, the people who have been taking this caravan route for hundreds of years. And these people smuggling is almost an extension of the trafficking and trading of slaves. It's a trade that brings in enormous amount of money for Agadez, and for Niger in general. Have you been doing this for a long time?
Yeah, I've been doing it since 1994.
1994? And has it become busier over time? Or has it always been like this?
Before it was good, but now there's no work.
Not much work. And does this kind of business pay well?
Yes, this is our bread and butter. This is our living.
How many people make a living from this?
The whole of Agadez makes its living from this. I'd even say most of Niger lives from it. It's all brought about by poverty.
How much does it cost to get to Algeria or Libya?
30,500 francs.
That's 50 euros.
Yes, per person.
Is it only the Touaregs who are able to make this kind of journey?
No one but the Touaregs could do it.
It's impossible to know how long the migrants' journey will take. Some won't even make it. It takes about 2 months to get to the Mediterranean coast, and then they hope one day to reach Europe. They are driven by despair and by the Western dream. They hope to return home one day, their arms full of European treasures. It's a risky journey with a very uncertain outcome. After 2 days, they drop me off 10 kilometers from Iferwan. They'll carry on towards Libya, where other smugglers will take care of them. I hope they make it. I'm not convinced they'll find what they are looking for in Europe. To each his own destiny. Iferwan is a beautiful and peaceful oasis where Touaregs have settled. What's your name?
Nadia.
That's a pretty name.
Bonjour.
How's it going?
Fine, and you?
Very well.
And the fields, the garden, everything's okay?
Fine.
What do you grow here in Iferwan? Onions?
Yes, onions, tomatoes, carrots, every kind of vegetable.
Is everybody here in Iferwan involved in agriculture? Gardeners or?
No, they're really stock breeders who've settled down. But that was a very long time ago, maybe 200, 300 years. It goes back a long way. There were many years of bad drought when the rains came late. And there were months of very low rainfall, and the herds were decimated. And people turned to agriculture. With the lack of rainfall nowadays, even those who do nothing else but raise livestock, many of them end up becoming sedentary. And when you do that, you can't avoid going back to the soil. That's the way it is. Here we have hardly 2 months of rainy season, July and August. It's unusual for it to go on into September.
I've noticed that there are more Touaregs here than anywhere else in Niger.
It's a question of adapting. In the end, people see the Touareg as being like his camel. He doesn't worry too much about being thirsty. He can stand hunger. Take me, for instance. Since 7 o'clock this morning, I've hardly had a bite to eat, but I'm still here. I haven't eaten. I'm going to eat in a while.
A drop of tea?
Yes, with a drop of tea and a short rest. And then off I go again.
Well, thank you very much for all your information. See you soon. I continue my journey.
Okay, goodbye and safe journey.
Thank you very much. Good luck with the gardens. Now I'm going to find my guide Omar. We are traveling to Fashi. There, I meet Asha, the head caravaner from the first days of my journey. What a crazy trip to get here. You wouldn't believe it. Anyway, I'm here now. We leave the green of Iferwan for the yellow of the desert. The landscapes are fascinating. We spend the whole day driving over very fine sand, and by the end of the afternoon, we've reached the middle of the desert. There's something magical about the desert. Listen, all around me. Silence. It's a big change from Agadez, and it makes me feel a lot better. Yesterday evening, I left Omar on this 4x4 to get to this spot, where you can really get a good view of the surroundings. I'm happy to be in the dunes at last, because Niger is more than just Agadez and scrub. It's good to be here, to feel that I am alone in the world. At least for a little while. It's taken us 2 days to get to the oasis of Fashi, where the caravans take on water. There's salt here too, but the caravaneers prefer the salt from Bilma. They say it's better for the camels. Asha has already left. Too bad. Luckily, Omar and I have found another caravan going to Bilma. Thanks for everything, because without you, crossing the desert would have been impossible. Safe journey home. Say hello to your family. I'm a bit sad to have left Omar, but I have found a new Omar. He's the guide of this gigantic caravan passing through Fashi on the way to Bilma. I now have 3 days of intensive caravaning, and I hope I'll come across Asha at some point. But the wind is getting up again, and I can feel that it's going to be very heavy going.
Ça va être, je sens, très très pénible.
This caravan is amazing. There are more than 150 camels. I don't speak Tamashek, so my journey is also an interior one. We skim steadily across the dunes, stretching across hundreds of kilometers. In the Tenere, the desert is an ocean of wonders. My thoughts wander, in waves, in the sheer poetry of the landscape. Happiness seems to rise up from under my feet. These salt caravans don't just happen once or twice a year. There are constant convoys. Over there is another caravan, coming back from Bilma, loaded with salt. Maybe they saw Asha. It's an amazing sight. No one talks. Everyone suffers in silence. The caravan never stops. Not to eat, not to pray. In the evening, we wait for the sign from the chief. He usually decides to stop around 11 o'clock. Last night I slept like a desert dormouse. It's 6 in the morning. The Touareg were up an hour ago. The day always begins with the making of the tea. Traditionally, the youngest children take care of the food. And this is breakfast. I think it's millet, or there's millet in it, and salt, and sand. They do Agadez to Bilma in just 12 days, which is absolutely amazing. They set out in the morning at 8:30 to 9, and they stop at 11 at night. They sleep at 1 in the morning, up at 4:30 to 5, and off they go for another day. I think happiness is not a question of comfort. Happiness is sand all over your face, a lot of wind, thirst, hunger. But when it comes down to it, this is fantastic. It's time to drink.
Boire.
What's this?
Merci.
Amma means water, but I've never seen water like this. It's practically the only chance we get to drink. One camel, 2 camels, 3 camels, 4 camels, 5 camels, 6 camels, 7 camels, 8 camels. Omar, the head camel driver, has decided to stop for the day, even though we are only a few hours from Bilma.
La particularité de l'endroit, c'est ça.
And this is the reason. Grass.
Et apparemment,
The rains that water Bilma water this whole valley too. So we are letting the camels graze here. And they're already getting down to it. They tie the camels' feet together, so we don't have to run after them for hours. No one rests when we stop. The men clear the camels of parasites. And they take care of tasks they can't do while the caravan is moving. The children are busy. They unload the camels, prepare the meals and spend hours pounding the millet. Can you see me? Those 2 boys are the sons of the 2 guides at the head of the caravan, and they are almost ready to take over. The bigger one has already done the trip 4 times, and the smaller one has done it 3 times. The next day, we arrive at the Bilma salt pits. These 4 days in the desert have had a profound effect on me. This has been one of my most magical experiences since I first started to travel. After a final night with the caravan, I'm leaving the camel drivers.
خلاص تنمر قدوة رازق غادي ندخل أغدز غادي ننتقل لأغدز
The salt pits are 2 kilometers from the village. This is where the locals and the camel drivers meet to trade. I feel like an orphan of the caravan. I've heard Asha is still here. I'm trying to find him. They told me right, and right again. Okay, I've taken the first left. There's a caravan over there, perhaps another over there. I have to get out of here. I have to go across. Strange walking all alone. It's the same number of camels as Asha's caravan.
Salam alaikum.
How are you, Asha? Have you been here long?
Ah, yes. And you?
Ah, yesterday.
Ouais, très bien, très bien.
How was the desert?
Ah, c'est chaud.
It was hot, very hot, and windy. But it was good.
C'était bien. Bonjour.
Hello.
Ça va?
How did you get here?
I found another caravan when I arrived at Fashi.
And you rode on a camel?
Yes, I made a bit of progress.
And the turban? Where's your turban?
It's here. I'll put it on at midday. Okay, I mustn't hold you up. I just put down my bag. With Asha, I hope to see the exchange of the millet from Agadez for the dates from Bilma. A local man has come looking for him. Asha has closed the deal, and the exchange can take place. 1 of millet for every 2 of dates. And is the quality of the dates good?
Yes, good quality.
What will you do with them? Sell them or eat them?
I can sell some and I can eat some.
Millet is precious in Bilma. They can't grow it here because the soil is too salty. Asha is taking me to the salt pits. He's going to choose his salt to take back to Agadez. What did you talk about, Asha?
About salt. I looked. The salt is good quality, but it's not dry.
It's not dry. How long will it take to dry?
We don't have time to wait. It'll take 7 days.
7 days?
Yes. He tells me that another vendor nearby has some salt. I'm going to see him. But here it's no good.
I go to see another vendor. Do you deliver or do the camel drivers come here?
The camel drivers come here, and I offer them my salt.
And a pillar like that, how much does it cost?
Don't touch it with your finger.
How much does it weigh?
35 kilos, 30 kilos, something like that.
That's heavy.
Yes, it's heavy.
And is the salt from Bilma better than the salt from Fashi?
No? This is Bilma. Fashi is different. There's Fashi salt and there's Bilma salt.
Which is better?
Between us and Fashi, it's the same. It's just that the salt is different. When someone arrives, he sees the salt from Bilma and from Fashi. I don't say which is better. It's for him to say, I need that one. I don't know. I don't speak.
I don't know, that's why I'm asking.
There, that's all there is to it.
How much is it?
This one? 500 francs.
That's expensive, isn't it?
2, 1,000 francs.
2 for 1,000 francs. And 3.
3, 1,500 francs.
There's no discount?
No, that's it.
Abaji is the president of the salt mining activities of the district. He has invited me to see his family salt pit.
Then you take it like that. You see? The salt is asleep at the bottom.
That should wake it up.
Yes, do you see? Down here.
The salt is at the bottom. In a slow process, the water releases the salt from the earth. The sun heats it. The water evaporates. The salt is ready to be collected.
D'accord, j'ai compris.
I understand.
Super.
And then you dry it in piles?
Bon, je te laisse
I'll
travailler.
let you get on.
Merci.
Thanks.
Je te dirai où est-ce
I'll
que
tell
Acha
you where
a
Asha bought
acheté
his
son
salt.
sel. Au revoir.
Bye.
I'll carry on with my
Il
work.
faut.
You must. When I first arrived in Agadez, it was just 150 years since the first European explorer set foot here. I simply arrived on the Monday plain, with the hope of revealing something of the Touareg's world, where they have been and where they are going. Who knows what they will be tomorrow? Urban nomads, migrants, smugglers, camel drivers. What is certain is that in each pair of eyes I've looked into, I felt the presence of the wandering soul that travels across the dunes, looking for the salt of life. Tell me, Asha, when you walk with the camels at night, do you use the stars to guide you?
Yes, of course.
How many stars do you actually use?
There are a lot of stars that form a line from east to west.
So you basically use a line of stars, the Milky Way.
Yes, that's right.